Hi, welcome back to the workshop. Today we are looking at Bachmann's brand new Sound Deluxe Class 30. Now, Mike, a few months ago we had Richard Proudman and the Bachmann team in here showing us the first tooling samples and the decorated samples of these locomotives. They're now here, they're now ready, they've got all these amazing functions in them. Let's talk about it, huh?
Absolutely. Well, I think first things first, we need to cover off the Class 30-31 thing as well. So the loco we've got here on the layout today is one of the Class 30s. Now, these never carried the Class 30 numbers in the tops era because by the time they got to that point, they'd been re-engined and became a Class 31. So this is one with the original Mearleys power unit in it. Not a particularly successful power unit, unfortunately. And in the late 1960s, they all got re-engined with English electric power units, which is then what everyone now knows as a Class 31. But it does mean that this has got quite a distinctive and different exhaust sound to it as well.
Right. I was actually going to ask you, visually, is there any difference between the two classes?
Externally, there's very little difference between them, if any, to be honest. Certainly at this period of their life, anyway. With the Class 31, during the rest of its career, they went through quite a lot of detailed different changes. And again, the Bachmann tuning suite does cover that as well. So it's things like, for example, this is an early one which has got a boiler water pipe filler on it. It's also got the body side steps to reach it. Later locos had all that plated over. The boiler exhaust was plated over as well, as they got modified for use without a steam heat boiler.
There you go, very, very varied history of the class there.
Definitely, and a very long history as well, with 263 of these locos. So.
Now, the thing about this model that separates us from anything that went before is the fact that it's got this wonderful feature, which is an automatic uncoupler, which is incredible. It's such a wonderful feature that Bachmann put into this, where essentially you press one of your function buttons, you hear the crew saying, squeeze up, it squeezes up, it then lifts up your couplings, and then pulls apart, and you don't need to reach in there, you don't need to use your hands, you don't need any magnets underneath or coupling wraps or anything like that. It's all through one button.
That's right, it's all DCC controlled. It's really quite a clever piece of design for this.
It definitely is, and I can obviously see that, moving forward, they're going to be using that in many more models, aren't they?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's already planned to be part of their Class 69 diesels and then the new Class 08 diesel shunter, which is where I think this feature will really come into its own with something like a Class 08, where you want to be shuffling around the yard, unhooking from wagons and things. That will really be a game-changing feature with the Class 08. It's very cleverly designed as well. I mean, we've changed this loco, so it's only got the coupling at one end now. So just like any other NEM coupling, you can unclip it from the mount and then undo the plug that connects the wires into the loco. So we're taking it off one end in order to fit all the buffer beam pipework, as you can see on our model. But we left the number 2 end with the original magnetic function coupling on there. And it works superbly. I mean, it's at its most reliable with Bachmann rolling stock, but it will work with other types of rolling stock as well.
Absolutely. Now, what sort of variations are they doing of the Class 30-31s as far as livery is concerned?
So they're going through quite a comprehensive set for their first production run. So we've got the original BR green ones modelling the Class 30 locomotives. There's then a series of BR blue ones covering the 31 in its non-heat format, as well as the 31-4 with electric train heating in it. There's also rail freight versions in the original rail freight grey with yellow wraparound ends, and there's also rail freight triple grey versions as well. So a nice broad selection of Class 31s. And then finishing off the list, actually, which I almost forgot about, is the one and only mainline blue liveried version as well from the late 1990s.
Now, let's talk about the functionality with the sound profilers, because they've actually got quite a wonderful suite of options.
They have, yeah. So I alluded to it earlier that actually this has got the proper engine sound for the Mearleys engine in it as well. So we haven't just put a standard English electric power unit sound into the Class 30 models. If you buy a later version of the Class 31, it will have the correct English electric engine sound in it. So don't worry about that. But it's a fully comprehensive sound suite in it. We've got lots of functionality as well. It makes use of another Zimmo decoder in this one, so Zimmo MS450 Flux 22 decoder in them, which gives a lot of functionality in terms of what it can do in terms of the driving capabilities, sound quality, and also the lighting functions as well. So within this, in terms of lighting, you can have independent control with the Sound Fitted Deluxe version like this of the head code panel, the lights, the cab interior lights, the interior lights, and also the tail lights, which can manage to either be a single or a twin tail light at the rear as well.
Right, and of course these have also got the engine room lights as well, haven't they?
Have that, that's right, yep. So we've got engine room lights in there as well, which is a nice little feature. And then in terms of the actual driving capabilities of these, so you've got lots of functions again with these. So classic things of function 0 turns your lights, basic lights on, function 1 turns the main sounds on. Function 2 is an active brake, so you can actually control the slowing of a locomotive with this decoder. So they've got multiple horns as well. And you've got then the option to set the engine to idle with function 6, which is quite a common Zimmo function that's now coming through. There's a cold start sequence in there. Then, like I said, there's the auto uncoupling features. They're little word with those, actually, that you do need to follow a procedure set out in the instruction sheet for those to work perfectly reliably all the time. If you miss one of the steps, then they don't do it, basically. So it's little things like when you bring a train into stop, the loco needs to be completely stationary at speed step 0, not moving at all in order for the auto uncoupling feature to work. And then you mustn't change direction. You have to retain the speed direction you've arrived in, because then you use either function 11 or function 12, depending on which end of the loco you're uncoupling from, to actually then set the uncoupling sequence into motion. But if you change direction before you do it, it won't work.
That's clever, though.
Yeah. But you've then got other ancillary functions. You've got the lighting functions as well. And you've got a function-based ability to change the volume as well, but you use two different functions for that. So function 27 turns the volume down, function 28 turns the volume up. So again, quite a comprehensive sound scheme in this with lots of things going off. And the other thing we can't go without mentioning as well is actually it's got the powered roof fan in this as well as part of the deluxe package. Plus you've got the tinted glazing as well.
So you're building a model railway. Here at TMC, the Model Centre, we cater for all your modelling needs, whether that's Pico track, Woodland Scenics accessories, even DCC Concepts layout control. And as you'll see behind me, we have a very small selection of one of many different brands we stock, such as Oxford Diecast, Hornby, Bachmann, even Acura Scale. Take a look at our website to see the full range of our products. And don't forget, every Friday we upload our new pre-owned listings if you'd like to save a little bit more on your layout build. Perhaps you're stuck with an aspect of railway modelling, or any other aspect of modelling for that fact. Our customer service team is just an email or a phone call away. For everything else, you can visit our website at themodelcentre.com, and if you're passing in the area near Beckhole, Whitby, pop in and see our showroom.
Sitting back here, just looking at it from this distance, it really does look amazing. It's a very beefy, powerful looking model, isn't it?
It's in terms of power, there's plenty of power inside one of these. We've had it running on a 10-coach train. It's got an 8-coach set behind it today. It's also got all the correct details in terms of the wheel sets. So the centre axle has got small wheels, and you've got the correct full-size wheels on the outer axles of each bogie to suit the A1A arrangement of the Class 30/31.
And like I said, it does look incredible, and it's a wonderful performer. So they look amazing, they sound fantastic, and the functionality is really fantastic technology. When are they available, and how much are they selling for?
So they're due to arrive this summer very soon, and the prices start from £199.95 for the DCC ready version. It rises to £309.95 for the DCC Sound Fitted version, and a £359.95 for the Sound Fitted Deluxe version, which is like what we've got on the layout here today, with the working couplings, powered roof fan, and tinted glazing, as well as that full sound package as well.
Well, look, when you've got a model with all of these characteristics and functions, it really is worth that high-end range, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's one of the things I do like about, there's a lot of discussion around pricing for model railways, but for me personally, one of the things I like to see is more functionality coming through. If I'm going to pay a high ticket price for a model, don't have a problem with it, as long as it's doing lots of things for that money, which I think is one of the nice things to see, not just from Bachmann, from quite a lot of manufacturers now, where actually that functionality is really key. It means that when I've got a model home, I can enjoy more features from it for my money.
Absolutely, and that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, there you go. If you are a fan of the Class 30/31s, then the wonderful model here from Bachmann may very well be for you and your collection. You can read a full review in HM207, written by Mike over here, our September edition of Hornby Magazine, which is available right now, and you can read more, of course, on keymodelworld.com. In the meantime, though, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.